Alrighty, hello, good evening. ODM, alas, another stream. Uter Streeter, hello. Lana, how's it going? Shinbear, yeah, yo, hello. Yo, what's up, Snoopy? Mr. Koopo? I can't find one? I'll keep looking, okay. Yeah, I figure it would be hard to find something like that. The problem is the DMCA for sure. They've gotten more strict about that stuff too lately. And then there's also like some DMCA free stuff that like basically is like on their license, so you have to like make sure that like you provide like source basically, and like get it cleared through like whoever the publishing agency is. It's so like a weird thing. Cloud Yak, hello, thanks for the 10 months. You don't split your audio? No. Too bothersome. Because then that means I need to upload the audio and the video track. It's just chores. So no, I don't split my audio. That way I can just clip if I need to clip, like trim, and then I just directly upload the VODs without having to do much processing. So yeah, that's part of why I don't split it. Otherwise, if I had more time, maybe I would, but yeah, I guess for now, no. Blue Crayon, hello. Obito, how's it going? Real Light Ways, hello. Anyway, how goes it, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope y'all's weeks have gone to a good start. Already May. Crazy. Time flies, man. Alright, so today, we have a simple 60% build. We have the RME Studio, alas, 60%. This board is actually going to be running through, I believe Makibo is going to be running it. There's going to be 100 units, and the interest check thread is on the build command, if you can see it. And yeah. So it's an O-ring mount. I believe a few prototypes have been sent to Mr. Alex Otos as well as Mr. Ryan Lawstacks. But yeah, pretty simple, 60%. O-ring based, hefty base with a very large brass weight. And so yeah, Makibo and Acid & Co are going to be the vendors for it. And RME Studio has a Discord as well as an Instagram that you can follow for more information, but this will be first come first serve. I believe this Friday, so it's going to be this Friday, May 5th for the group buy. So you would purchase it and then it will ship once production is completed, so you do have to wait for it to ship. Just FYI. PCB is H60 compatible as well, so if you do happen to have an H60 around, you can probably use that, but otherwise the kit itself will come with a PCB as well from Yankar. Alas, another 60. Yeah. Hola Diego, when are you building the Type B? Type B, good chances next week, not this week. I'll be building the Type B. Ryan streamed his yesterday. Oh, cool. Yeah, I believe Alex streamed his like last week or something like that. A little while back, I think. Maybe 2 weeks ago. I think it might have been like 2 weeks ago, actually. Are MX Blacks from 1990 and 1989 considered to be vintage? Yes. Yeah, it would be considered vintage, I believe. Spanish guitar. Let me check. Kubo. Whoops. Let's see. Oh, cool. They have a library. I can try. Hopefully they're DMCA free, but if not, I guess whatever. Let's see. Cafe music. Pogert, hello. Nine Walker, how's it going? Artist playlists. Where is their... I'm just checking if they have it on Spotify as well, because it's easier. Huh. Interesting. Okay. You can just play it on here, actually. Okay. I just need to adjust the volume if it's through the browser. Just need to make sure that it's like the right volume, you know? So let me do that. And then let me also... Okay. YouTube is fine. I just don't know what the volume is gonna be like, so I'm just gonna check. All right, let's try it. Oh, that sounds kind of loud, doesn't it? Oh wait, there we go. How is that? You guys can tell me about the volume. I'm gonna raise the volume, I'm gonna lower the volume, so just let me know. Okay. Alright, so I did show the board last time. Today I'm gonna be building with some Gateron switches and some TX stabs here. Sounds really good? Okay, cool. Okay, as long as it's not too loud or too quiet, I guess it's fine then. Alright, so if you didn't catch it, here is the board. The board came in this very gorgeous wooden box. Which has like hinges and stuff. Pretty neat. Maybe it's a gesture for the streamers reviewing the board, but I'm not sure if this is going to be like the actual packaging. If so, I will be very impressed. Seems expensive, but alas, here we have our board in this cool wooden case. So it comes with some foam inside. I mean, obviously these are like little pieces just like glued together, right? So nothing complicated. So we have our O-ring here. Cool, but a little extra? Yeah. I do agree with that. A few screws fell off here. Didn't realize they were in there. Alright, I have our plate. Have our daughter board here. Cool. Let's see. Let's open this up for the plate. In the spirit of Cinco de Cinco. Oh, cool. It's played in the same green color as the board. So I guess all of the reviewers got the same color, which is green. I asked actually the maker of the board, Ricky, what colors this would be available in. And I got an answer. Let's see. It's going to be black, green, and silver or pink. So there will be one light color, black, and then green. So green is a confirmed color. So you can assume that this green will be in the group buy. Here we have our 60% PCB from Mr. Yankar. And then here's our board. It was initially wrapped when I unboxed it, but we took off the wrapping last stream when I showed it to people before the end of it. Before the end of stream last week. Okay, so here it is. Gigantic brass weight. It's a very nice green, yes. It's kind of similar to the green that we saw for the Think 6.5 unit that I got to review, and then as well as the whatchamacallit, the Fox Lab sandglass. So it's also pretty a pretty dark, like hunter green kind of color. Pretty nice dark green with a gigantic brass weight in the middle. So really hefty. I think Ricky said it was something like 3 kilograms or 3.3 kilograms, something like that. It's ridiculously heavy. But yeah. All right. So this is O-ring only, so it's, as you can see, it's a one-piece case. So rather simple. There are the mounting posts for the O-ring, and then just has a portion for the daughter board. Simple. So I'm just gonna go ahead and test the PCB, and then we're just gonna get to build it. Yeah, O-ring tray wedge. So interestingly enough, there is the slightest bit of a curve underneath.
Is it too late to request my stickers? Mugo thing.
Is it too late to request my stickers? No, I mean, you can fill it out anytime. Oops. Yeah, so if you look closely here, do you see that there is like the slightest bit of curve underneath as well as above? Well, above is more pronounced than the one under, but this is actually to help pick up the board more easily. So yeah, it's kind of neat. I mean, yeah, it is a little bit easier to wedge, haha, to wedge your fingers in on the side and pick up the board. So that part is nice. All right, so looks like, oh, interesting. Looks like there are 2 little cutouts for 2 different JST positions, as well as, I assume, clearance for any kind of components. So that's nice. Let's go and test this PCB first, though. Just uses a regular C3 unified DB. All right, shows up right away on VIA because Mr. Yankar already has it on VIA. I think I'm gonna go with full backspace today. Just kind of feeling like full backspace today. We're gonna do 7U. I always do 7U for 60s generally, almost always. And then yeah, okay. And then split right shift. Yeah, split right shift because I really do like having the function key there. Okay, and then okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, nice. All the stuff that I need is there. Don't really need the pause key. Basically HKB layout stuff is all there. I don't really need these media control keys here. Don't need these WASD arrows either. Okay, great. No, that's great. This does not have any sort of LED support. It does have a SMD LED for caps lock indication at the caps lock position, which is kind of nice. Though I don't use caps lock anyway. Let's go ahead and test the PCB here. Hi, I'm picking parts for a new keyboard and wanted to ask what the difference between carbon fiber and aluminum plates are sound and feel wise. Let's see. So I would argue that, so both are pretty common materials for plates. Aluminum is metal, carbon fiber, it's carbon fiber. It's lighter, but the density of carbon fiber is, I believe, allegedly slightly lower than aluminum. However, the sound properties of carbon fiber are pretty unique to itself. I tend to say that carbon fiber tends to accentuate the sound of switches, especially like tactiles or clicky switches, a bit more than aluminum. And aluminum obviously preserves a bit more of that like metallic kind of tone to the sound. So when you like bottom out on your switches, you'll hear a little bit more of that like resonance as the sound travels inside of the case, right? I would say both are pretty good materials to build with. I know people who enjoy both carbon fiber and aluminum, including myself. I don't know why that video went out. Maybe it'll come back soon. But and I would say that yeah, I would just say that it tends to be that I think I would say carbon fiber is not offered nearly as often as aluminum. I would say aluminum is the default for most cases. And then I tend to prefer carbon fiber for tactile switches, whereas aluminum, I do like it for linear switches a lot, but I also use aluminum for tactiles as well. So it kind of goes both ways. I would say aluminum is a bit more flexible as far as like going well with various kinds of switches. It's just like a perfect middle ground, IMO. Oh man, what's going on with this? Is this pulling too much current or something? Why is my face cam like going in and out? Weird. Okay, there. Is it stable now? Hopefully. Alright. Let's say you have a Sonic Gating Black Lube, PBT, Keycaps, carbon fiber, alu. I'll go with what you say. Gatings. What do you say, guys? I would say, I feel like Gatings, I would go with alu. It might sound like a bit deeper on alu than carbon fiber, I feel. I feel like carbon fiber maybe will mute the sound a little. I'm not sure. I think alu is the way. Tend to feel like a lot of the builds that I've seen with Gatings and alu sounded better than other combinations of plates. Right? Alu it is. The people have decided. Nice. I'll report back with how it goes. Sounds good. I had Gatings and alu before and did not like the sound. I mean carbon fiber. Oh, okay. Hey, that's confusing. You need to make it clear. Alright, I'm gonna do full backspace today and 7U. So let me know if the music's too loud or anything. Just gonna turn it down a little bit on my side for my headphones. But hey, Sonnet sounds like a nice build. Sonnet with Gatings and alu plate should sound pretty good. I would suggest you film your Gatings, by the way, if you in case you are not planning on doing it. If you're going to lube your Gatings, you should definitely use some switch films. You can use Deskeys films or TX films, but I would suggest definitely getting some switch films for those. Crunchy gatting sound very not pleasant. I have filmed them already. Great, fantastic. So you've covered all your bases already. Nothing to worry about. You say new keyboard, but you're not new to keyboards at all, it seems, or at least you've done your research. So. Hello, Thawkers, I have arrived. What's up, Christian? How are you doing? Sound is too flat with poly for me. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, polycarb is a hit or miss for people, mostly because it's a bit more particular in the sound profile, and so some people just dislike it. Some people love it though. I mean, I really like polycarb, for example, as a plate. But I know people who really don't like it, so it's all preference at that point. Hubert the Mad, hello, thank you so much for the tier 1, I appreciate it. I hardly dislike PC. Yeah, I don't think I've had a build with polycarb that I particularly disliked myself, but your mileage may vary, right? Wait, you hardly dislike. Oh, so you very much dislike. Okay, that's probably just an English as a second language thing. Yeah, no worries. I get it. So you very much dislike polycarb, but you're on your praxis with browns, it's pretty nice. Yeah, I would say people do tend to enjoy their people tend to enjoy PC plates with tactiles a lot, like browns, clears, that kind of stuff. Hardly is a stupid word. I agree. Well, specifically the contextual meaning of hardly, like I hardly would do that kind of thing, it's a confusing way to work with that, like, adverb. Just how it is. I hardly agree. I mean, you just have to learn it, right? In what context it can be used, like how you use it. I hardly use hardly. I think I don't use it that much either. Definitely not as frequent. Just like awesome is awesome and awful is... Wait. Awesome is awesome and awful... awful. I'm confused now. Anyway, hi Hubert, how are you? Buffalo, that sentence. Yeah, that's a funny one. So does that mean buffalo can be... I mean, buffalo, there is the proper noun buffalo. There's a common noun buffalo. And then there's... Is there a buffalo verb? And an adverb? Apparently buffalo can mean to bully. Oh. Interesting. In my server, people seem to buffalo each other. Ankit Buffalo Christian, ABC. We all Buffalo Pogert. Yeah, strange. But that's because Pogert buffaloes people for their preferences. Right? He's like, no LZ and cherry switches? Ugh. I hate PBT. Or something. Don't 205, yes, makes everything sluggish. That's right. I hope Poger never gets to try a board that I build because I put 205 on my stabs, right? No, wait, never mind. On my stabs, I guess it's fine because I know that Poger uses BDZ, which is even worse. Well, is that about PBT in 2023? I know, right? When there's like so many good options now. But yeah, Poker doesn't like PBT. Allegedly. And yet, let me tell you, I hooked up Pogert with a set of CFO blanks, okay? I benevolently asked my friend who was offloading his set of CFO blanks and got them for Pogert. And yet he says he hates PBT. And then I believe somebody said in the server, I remember somebody said, hey, I want CFO blanks. I think it was Jay Ridge or something. And then I was like, or Soren maybe. And then I was like, oh, Poger, didn't I help you with didn't I help you with these CFO blanks? Are you using them? What are they doing? Like, he's like, oh, they're PBT, but they're blank, so I'm keeping them. I'm like, huh? So do you hate PBT or nah? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Seriously, ain't no way. Christian also hooked up Poker with OG Palm, a noted Winkey hater. Oh boy. Yeah, Christian the Winkey enthusiast. I know it. He has Winkey Unicorn. He has Winkey Jane. A Winkey enthusiast. Like Ninewalker. Ninewalker is also a Winkey enthusiast. Well, unfortunately you are grouped with Cobra, which is unfortunate, like truly unfortunate. And I actually don't know if Basi uses Winkey, but like Winkey cases, but yeah. It's okay, watch out though. Don't buffalo Cobra because you'll get in trouble. OG Palm is usable on C. Oh yeah, it is. It is usable on Chinese Winkeyless. Yes. We should make keycaps from some weird material. Tornado, where have you been? There has been like ceramic keycaps, glass or some shit, aluminum, titanium, copper. Like there's been all sorts of like random ass materials for keycaps. Like, literally what people do nowadays, because they don't have anything else to do with ABS and PBT, or maybe polycarb blends or whatever, they make keycaps out of whatever thing they find out there. Which is, I mean, cool. It's neat. But, so it's hard to say that there's no keycap options of other weird things. Nah, but like imagine obsidian keycaps. Obsidian as in the rock? Obsidian? Like the black rock obsidian? How the fuck are people gonna make that into a keycap? Give me FR4 keycaps, bro. PPS is interesting. Yeah, it kind of sounds like glass, or like I do have a set of PPS keycaps. They sound really odd. Imagine bedrock keycaps. Just go and dig a hole and sculpt the fucking earth into a keyboard, and you'll have bedrock keycaps. Am I right? Hear me out, memory foam keycaps. Mistakes will never be forgotten. Holy shit. That's so funny. That's a good one. Memory foam, get it? Oh man. That day I pressed on my memory foam keycaps and sent a terrible message. I did reply all to my company email blast. To my company's like list of like whatever. And then I got fired. Mickey got to add a marble for that marbly sound. Oh shit! Very big pog. What if I told you keycaps are just vibrating strings of energy? Yes, that's right. Just make keycaps out of physics and shit. Wow, energy. Become one with the keycap. Yeah. That was a nice snap. Thanks. Alright, we're doing step caps lock. As always. Never do non-stepped. Unless it's purely just necessary. But yeah, almost never do. Does 205 on Gatex feel sluggish to you? It can, depends on how you apply it. I tend to do a pretty light application, which is, I remember that Ninewalker was asking me, are those Gatexes lubed? And was like inch arresting. But that's why. It's because my Gatexes tend to have pretty little lube. I tend to lube pretty lightly on Gat switches. But it can though. I mean, I have lubed a few Gatexes with 205, then felt they were too sluggish because I think I just slathered on too much lube. But no, I tend to lube pretty lightly. I just lube the stems these days because of that preference. But Yeah, very easy to overlube with 205 if you're not careful, or if you're lubing like a lot of different parts and putting them all together. Yeah, I think when I was early on in the hobby, like for me, I did prefer more heavily lubed switches. I remember some people in the community notoriously really like heavily lubed switches. I guess Krellbit for a while like really like heavily lubed switches. I remember like Nathan, like Teha types, Nathan, really like heavily lubed switches. Velvet, a few other people. And I used to like it a little bit more too, but then I think as kind of time went by, I realized that not only did it just take longer to do the modding so that it's a bit more heavily lubed, but it's also like the consistency to which you can do a batch of heavily lubed switches well was a little bit all over the place. So I kind of realized I was like, what if I lube a little bit more lightly, and do I actually like the sound? And I tried doing that. I did that with a few, like, I actually sent out a bunch of switches to somebody who was lubing them for, for a fee. And then I just got curious as to how other people were doing it. And so I asked them like, hey, do you mind like lubing these? Obviously, like, I'll pay you and everything, right? Asked them to lube a bunch of switches with like 3204. Some with like varying instructions, and I ended up liking some of the batches that I got back, and so I kind of like tried to replicate that, and it ended up being that it was just like a much lighter coat, and I think that preference just stuck since then. But yeah. Yeah, but I used to lube like the housing, the stem, the spring, and like everything. But now it's like stem only and the spring for sure. And then I always lube the spring. That's like a no-brainer for me. I feel like every single spring should be lubed, like just at least like shaken in a tub of oil or something. Just for consistency's sake. Shake me in a tub of oil. Been on the stems and springs lube in the same tube because I'm in the same tub because I'm lazy. Oh, have you been doing tub lubing for like back lubing or tub lubing for switches too? I did it a few times. I didn't like how the lube gets everywhere though, so I kind of stopped it because of that, because just the sheer effort of like having to take every stem and then it just feeling like a little bit uneven in that regard. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it is much doable, and honestly the results are not that bad. Doing like back lubing for switches too, like switch parts. Can anyone tell me why dielectric grease fell off? There are people who still use it. I would say mostly people, I would say like it's because BDZ came in and kind of took over the place for a very stable and viscous lubricant for like, especially like for like wires and such. But that said, it's so much more expensive. It's super expensive, but at least a little amount lasts a long time. So there's at least that. But that said, I would say there's still quite a lot of people who still use dielectric, so I don't think it fell off. I think you just hear it a little bit less from like people who like stream, for example. Diego, do you have any spare Alice mini USB PCBs? I don't think so. Those were pretty hard to get for a while. I remember, yeah, no, back in the day when I was getting Alice boards, it was really hard to get the PCBs because of the ARM chip shortage. Yeah, I remember I waited like a year and a half for like Project Keyboard and some other people to like rerun like PCBs because literally no one was running them because of the shortage. Yeah, doesn't Project still have some now? Like I thought they restocked after a while. Project Keyboard has some in stock, but I'm trying to find anywhere else. Wait, why? Is it too expensive? Their shipping is hit or miss? Huh. Why don't you just ship it to someone you know? If it's hit or miss for you, then just ship it to somebody else. And then just pick it up from them. Christian likes to support local? Where the hell is local? I'm local? Relatively. Christian's a little far. Local is wherever accepts PayPal? PayPal? Man. The age of PayPal is over, dude. I hate PayPal. All my homies hate PayPal. No, you're a little far? Okay. That's true. That's true. I am the one who lives far. That's true. But that said, you also don't live that close either. If we do it relative to like some like where people think it's the midpoint. Conan, hola. What's up, my friend? Shop pay in this household only? Yeah, like credit card, like heck, I mean, yeah, no, PayPal fell off. Like pretty much like Stripe. Apple Pay? I mean, I don't use Apple Pay. Well, I guess technically my iPad I can use Apple Pay, or like my Mac. But I I use GPay because I use a Pixel for my phone. So. Oh, whoops! Did I have one fewer switch? Let me get one extra switch here. I'll just steal one from the sand glass. Ugh. PayPal is no longer best friend. FNF's Venmo Cash App. Interesting TKL. Interesting TKL Glad Gap is new. That's right. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's yeah, I remember posts like that. Interesting TKL Clack Gaff offers. You forgot. Interesting TKL Clack Gaff KWK offers. Diego, have a question about Mech Market? What is it? Ask away. The only KWK for me is Kiwi keyboards. Same. I don't have... I will never win a sale at this rate. Legit. Is it in poor taste to put a cap that you won but you haven't received up for trade on the Mech Market? Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's kind of like... Well, you should... It depends. like, there are cases when you might be trading with somebody else. Oh, but then you won. Oh, like from a raffle. Yeah, I would say so. Because it's been too little from the raffle, and it's like, it's not like the caps have arrived to people, and the assumption is that you're entering because you want to use that cap, like, you know, you want that cap specifically. But if it was just because you needed to, you know, trade fodder or whatever, then if it happens to be like a colorway swap or something, I think that's okay. Like, say like, oh hey, it was a blind bag, didn't get the sculpt I wanted, but I got an invoice, I want a sculpt swap. Okay. Or like, I want a color swap from the same sale. Okay. Yeah. But if it's like, I won, here's my invoice proof, or I want this cap that everybody else wanted, but I definitely don't want, and I'm just gonna use it for trade fodder, and you put it up for like, you know, some sort of like high item out there, like some reach kind of item. It's just like, really, dude? Right? Like, I mean, it's mostly about intention. If your intention is obvious that you're just there to trade fodder that shit, yeah, it's poor taste. Michael Bertolino, Diego Gang, let's go. What's up, Michael? How's it going? That's basically 99% of hype artisan sales. I would say it's like, the percentages have been splitting a little bit more, I would say. It is definitely true that makers don't necessarily want... No maker is gonna be happy about a cap that doesn't find a good home, right? And then nobody in particular, collectors wise, also isn't gonna be happy about a home that's like temporary like that too, like with the wrong intentions. So yeah, it's debatable. That said, the retail for caps is so high now. I think, this is my opinion, okay? I think the retail for a lot of keycaps, artisan keycaps, is higher than the actual worth per market of the cap itself, even immediately after the sale. In the sense that retail is really high now, and the market isn't in a buying mood, so to speak. People are trying to sell, and things don't sell these days, right? It's very saturated. There's tons of keycaps, and I would say, as far as artisans are concerned, you probably should be only entering if you really want the cap and want to keep it and want to use it or something, because those expenses will pile up super fast. And if you're entering with the risk of, oh, I need it for fodder, trades, whatever, need to flip it or whatever, the ROI is pretty bad. TBH is not that good. It's not worth that work, IMO. But, you know, to each their own. To each their own. It's not my concern. If people do whatever they want to do with their caps, it's just, that's just life. People do whatever they want to do. I ask sometimes, I'm like, hey, what does this, like, you know, people will list it up for sale, right? Like something they won recently. I'm like, hey, how much are you selling it for? Just wanted to ask. And people say like, oh, you know, maybe retail was $100, let's say. And they ask for like, you know, $250 or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good, thanks. Like, you know, yeah, some things like, you know, you just don't want that badly. Yeah, it's not Gucci gang. Not Gucci gang. I despise morals. Good, always good. When I see a Heine PCB on your desk, oh. This is actually a Yankar PCB. Very similar to a Heine PCB, but very good quality too. I also really like Yankar's PCBs myself. Never have had an issue with them. Vono, thank you so much for converting your Prime to Tier 1. Thank you, thank you. Yo, this is just a question, but what time does normal dining halls close? Because mine's at 8 and that shit feels too early. I would say dinner 8:30 tends to be the end of dinner for a lot of like colleges, I would say. 9 is stretching it, but there are. I remember my college did have dining halls that closed at 9. Like dinner would start between 5 and 8:30 usually, though. Like it'll be between 5 and 8:30. I would say it's the norm. 5 and 8 can be the case if and only if that particular dining hall or whatever also does like late night food services or something like that. If that's the case, then I understand closing at 8 to prepare for late night shifts, starting at like 9:30, 10, or whenever it is. And I'm saying this from the perspective of someone who also worked in catering. It depends. You begin to resent the purchase. Resent. That's a good one. Busy teammate with the dad jokes. Always. 8 is prime eating time for me. Yeah, I know some people who get out pretty late from other activities and stuff, and so like I know they like will eat like late. I would say 8 tends to be is pretty early. I would say 8:30 is more acceptable though, because I would say the bulk of people will eat between 5:30 and 7:30, or maybe like until 8. I would say until 8. 5:30 to 8 is like when most people will like have eaten already. So. I see from your soldering technique what I have been doing wrong. The key is not to stab your hand. Oh no. Please don't stab your hand. After half my adult working life being spent doing night shift, I roll out of bed on weekends at 8 p.m. Oh yeah, I mean, if you're a night shift person, yeah, life rolls in a completely different way. That's fair. Oh, Reiki, hello. Thank you so much for the 19 months. How are you doing, Ricky? So, the key is not to use a solder fume fan breath. Breathe in those beautiful fumes. Fresh air. Beautiful mountain fresh air with a little bit of lead infusion. Love it. I love sweet, sweet lead poisoning. Although I mean the amount of lead technically is fairly small in the, I mean at least for the fumes, but obviously long-term exposure is always bad. TBH, the reason I use the fan for the most part is not for the absorption of the fumes per se, but it's just for redirecting the air currents around here. But I would say most of it doesn't even make it to the filter. That said, I do have like my room like ventilated before and after, so yeah. Oh, Alex, hello. Yeah, it's not even the lead, it's the flux. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Alex, for the raid. How are you? What are you up to today? I hope your build went well. Mustache Man raid? Oh yeah, I love it. Anytime, sir? Aw, we appreciate you, Alex. Thank you so much. Hello, friends from Alex's stream. Welcome, welcome. My name is Diego, or Lightning, if you don't know me. If it's your first time here. We are doing a build that, actually, Alex already did the 60%, if I recall, like a couple weeks ago. The Alice 60% O-ring. Oh, Fishy, hello. Thanks for the prime. Patisse Juice Box, thank you again for the sweet free switches. Oh yeah, no problem. I hope you like them. You have plans for them already? I guess maybe not already. It's been a little bit since those probably arrived to you now. My bathrooms and dorms are super grody. I've just started bringing toiletries to the gym with me and showering there instead. Oh yeah, I used to do that too. I don't miss living in dorms at all. I actually technically, I guess, only lived in dorms like a year, and then second year I think I was like a community house sort of. Basically like smaller student communities. They're called program houses back in my college though. But yeah, smaller like houses, so a bit more chill. And in third year, I moved to apartments with a friend. So still technically, it was still technically university owned, but the rates were pretty competitive and good. And like yeah, it was basically not a dorm. So, and then yeah, never really went back to any dorms since then. But certainly don't miss it. Not that pleasant to be sharing with a lot of people. I mean, specifically a lot of young college students who, I don't know. Gonna rock them on my Envoy build? Oh, nice. Should be good. The switches for this on the FR4 plate? Oh, that should be good, yeah. Alright, we're almost done soldering here. Pretty quick soldering, especially on a 60. Nice and easy. Alright, let's just double check our joints here. I'm just gonna close this up and okay. Things are looking pretty good. Alright, nice. Everything looks pretty good. Just placed a line friend CKL order for my girlfriend. Oh, nice. Using her credit card. I'm the boyfriend of the year. Nice. Which color do you get? It's a pretty nice looking board, actually. She wanted silver? Good taste. Good taste. Silver's nice. I like the blue one too, though. The blue one looks so clean. Oh wait. All right, everything works. Very good. All right. So next phase of our build here. She still doesn't like beige though. She still has room for improvement. It's okay. I mean, beige is pretty boring, TBH, right? Like silver and beige, yeah, it's a boring combo, and like it does look retro and all that. So I get it. I get that it's not that fun. Just ordered the blue one, such a pretty board. Yeah, I really like how it looked. I was tempted in the sense that I really like the color choices on the line TKL one, and also I mean it looks very cute. That said, I'm not super invested in the line stuff, so I guess it was easier for me to pass on it. Not to mention I also just have a lot of boards, so I don't really need any more. But the colors are super pretty. My girlfriend uses line every day. Yeah, I don't, so that's why. Mixed browns? Ooh, nice. Silver and Zooted. Oh, Zooted. Zooted's a nice set. Oh, this is one long connector. I just realized. Also, let's put these guys on. Minoki said something about Line Friends keycaps. Oh, cool. I hope they're nice. I hope they're not overblown with the novelty stuff. You know what I mean? You know how like the stuff that has IP or like the stuff that's like supposedly themed after something, they go really over the top for like novelties or like just like their design on things. I don't like it when they do too much of it. I think it's nice when it's understated or like you just have like separate novelties that like aren't forced, basically. The Star Wars stuff, I hate them, but I like Star Wars. Yeah, that's a very good example. Although, I mean, yeah, I mean, the fault of the design for the Star Wars stuff is literally like Disney's, like, you know, it's the Star Wars people, like that's their decision, and probably not Novel Keys' in this particular case. So yeah, it sucks. I wish I could like it more, but I love the franchise, don't love those decisions for those kinds of things. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Nick, 11 months. Thank you. How are you, buddy? How's life? Life better these days? How are you doing? Alright, we're done here. We're gonna put our O-ring here now. Speaking of Star Wars, I've been replaying Jedi Fallen Order. Ooh, it sounds fun. I don't think I've played it. I've been seeing a lot of I mean, I think I get ads for it on like IG. Life is lifing. That's how it goes. Alrighty, so we're done here. So just plug this bad boy in. I guess there is quite a lot of room for this. Hopefully there's nothing that gets entangled, despite how long the cable is here. Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, nice. Nice and even. Alright. Yeah, I've been getting ads for Star Wars stuff. Probably because of the other day I was like reading some wiki stuff. They feed on my browsing, probably. Alright. We have a few choice of key sets today. I will give you some options. we have, I'll just get it. We have Zooted. We have DCS cream cheese and green. We have DCS 9009. And then we also have, is this it? And then we also have this option, Imsto Irish. So there are some options. There's obviously more, like other stuff, so you can feel free to suggest. Oh yeah, so this is a hyphen, by the way, if you didn't know. Bit different board. This does not use O-ring. I do not have DCS Reaper or GMK Stealth, unfortunately, Michael. So I can't help you with it. All right, I guess I'll just do a quick pull, okay? All right, pull. So Keycaps, CCNG, nice. DCS CCNG, DCS 9009, is so Irish, and I said GMK Zooted, right? All right, do your thing. I don't know what Zooted will look like on a green board. I actually haven't seen many photos of green boards with Zooted. I think I've seen like silver, I've seen like lavender with Zooted, I've seen black with Zooted. I don't think I've seen green with Zooted. This is actually something random, but I thought about it. I was like, I don't think I've seen it. Looks like we're seeing it today. Yeah, it looks like it. Like, it looks like the votes are pretty skewed towards Zooted, so we can go get it. I'll go get it in the meantime. Okay. Add him off. Oh, sounds good. Nine Walker, have a good night. Cool. Something almost dropped there. Alright, GMK Zooted it is. It's no doubt in my mind that that was a vote for GMK Zooted. Alright, let's try it out. Why does it seem like such few keycaps here? Did I put a lot of it somewhere else? Or did I just, oh, maybe I just split it up, huh? Oh yeah, I did, okay. Alright. Zooted. Ooh, this green on green contrast will be interesting. Huh, hold on. Give me 1 sec. That switch is not like perfect here. Oh. Let me reheat one of the joints because it's not perfectly seated, just slightly crooked. In the meantime, we can get the rest of the caps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Let's see. Left control slightly off on this side. There you go. Okay. That's all Gucci. The different green tones are definitely nice. Yeah, I do agree. I do think they do look pretty cool. What was that? Oh, Ratty! It's almost 3 years. Wow. Hello, Ratties. How's it going? Thanks for the 33. Long time. How are you? I do like the contrast between these greens, although it is definitely a very green sort of combo here going on. But it's not a bad combo, I think. At least on a much darker green. Seems okay. Not too bad, just been busy with work. That's fair. It's a busy time. Every time. Here's our spacebar. Should I use the purple, this purple enter, or should I use regular green enter? I'm not sure. Kind of torn, but green would be probably cleaner, but purple could look nice for the contrast. Perp? Okay. Purple it is. Alright, purple it is. Alright, let's pick artisan that fits that. Purple and green. I have this infected Parage, which is like the alpha tone, but it's kind of diff. But could work. Or we can go for something purple, like anything from there. Dolly. Ooh, this one. It does look nice. Okay, we can go with the dolly. So you're gonna fit? Oh my god, it's so tight. It's so tight. It's way too tight. The dolly sculpt is just way too tight for... Look at this butt, man. Way too tight. Gotta get a purple resin on there. How about this one? A little ribbit with paranoid eyes. Kind of more befitting of the theme, perhaps. Yeah? I think that fits nice. All right. Okay, let's get this going. Alright, so are we good here with the audio and everything? Alright, should we give this a shot? So we have this build. It's a simple 60% build, gummy O-ring, the Alas 60% from RME Studio. They are also creators of the Emery 65 previously. This is a one-piece case, which supports gummy O-ring, and it is going to be on for group buy, first come first serve on Mikibo and Acid & Co. on May 5th, so this Friday. And so Alex and Lolstacks also tried it out, so you can also check their streams as well. But here we have it with Gatex, which is on and a full aluminum plate. Okay, let's give it a shot, shall we? All right, here we go. No! I'm so close to beating my PR! Holy shit! Oh my god! Those mistakes cost me, man. So close. Oh, okay. Well, I'm well on track to beat it, though. That means this means I'm well on track to beat it, so it's gonna happen sooner than later. My PR is 145.00, and I just got 144.6. So that was why I was like, yeah, anyway, close enough, close enough. Okay, sorry about the yell. It sounds great though. It sounds and feels really nice. It definitely feels like an O-ring mount board. I'll tell you that. Like, you know, Unicorn, all those boards, Moon Tower, Unicorn, blah 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 blah. All those boards definitely have a similar feeling, and this certainly is in that same category. It is very heavy. I thought it would have more of that like booming death sound because it would sink into the death mat. It does come with pretty thick bump-ons here, which probably elevated a decent amount off. So I don't, maybe that's why I don't hear as much of that, if at all. And it sounds great. So yeah, anyway, here are the mods. Alphas. Very nice sounding board. Modifiers sound pretty solid. No, like, sometimes, like, at the edges you hear some resonance for some trade cases, but this one sounds great. It sounds really nice. I think the weight is doing a lot of that work, where, like, it's kind of, like, helping with the resonance. And so we don't hear any kind of, like, hollowness or any kind of, like, echoing, or at least any kind of, like ringing kind of sound inside of the case, which is pretty nice. But yeah, it's a simple case, but it sounds really good. So pretty good, pretty good. I'm not sure what the hardness of the O-ring is. Might be 50A, which tends to be pretty standard. Sometimes 30A, I think, also comes with a lot of kits. I'm not sure what hardness of the O-ring this one is, but it is on the softer side. So I know, I think it is on the softer side anyhow. Yeah, so it is 50A. There we go. So it's 50A for the O-ring hardness. So it's going to be comparable to like the Unicorn and like all these other boards that also come with the 50A O-ring, right? So yeah, all right. So let's take a quick look at the board itself. Anyway, that was so close to my PR. I'm gonna beat it at some point soon. Okay. All right. So let's I want to focus for a bit. But so here's GMK Zooted with our purple rivet from Keycaps. Very nice. This is a very dark, kind of like hunter green sort of anodizing color. The sides are here, shown here, and as you can see, like, it's actually not quite the perfect wedge. It's not the perfect wedge. It's not all straight at the bottom or at the top. You can see there is a very slight curvature to this line right here, and there is also a slight curvature to the bottom side as well. This will help you pick up the board a little bit more easily to wedge in your finger, haha, no pun intended, to pick it up from the sides too. But there is a very, very subtle kind of curvature here, which is pretty cool. I mean, just slightly different. Yeah, maybe a little bit more inspired, kind of like the Koala, right? Which also has a little bit of that slight curve to it. All this definitely more pronounced than other boards I think I've seen. This one is very subtle. It definitely looks as close to wedge, especially at the bottom, but it is definitely not completely straight. So pretty nice, however. And then this is from the bottom side. This is, I believe, just clear coated brass. As you can see, there is the RME logo here. Sorry about that. And then is this like Javanese perhaps? Not sure. I would assume maybe that's what it's. I assume that's what it says. I mean, like it's like Atlas in Japanese or something like that. I'm not sure. But cool script engraved as well. But otherwise, the weight is completely blank. That's Japanese for Atlas. Okay, great. So otherwise, pretty much blank on the weight. You can see there's a slight taper on here, right, on the sides. This is to help pick up the board, right? Kind of like to give it a little bit of that elevation here, like kind of like sloped upward slightly, so that it's a little bit easier to pick up the board from the sides. It's not perfectly flat at the bottom, and the weight is a decent thickness. I haven't taken the weight off from the board, so I actually don't know how thick it is truly, but you can imagine that this goes through the case all the way to the internal part of the board. The bump-ons are pretty rigid, clear bump-ons with a good amount of thickness. So the bump-ons do kind of stick out, like stick down further past the thickness of the weight, which will effectively isolate your board from touching like things like your desk mat or your table, depending on what you're typing directly on. But that part is actually kind of nice. I actually do like that. I do think thicker bump-ons like these can be pretty useful, especially if you tend to hear a lot of those desk mat sounds and whatnot. Yeah, and like, you know, as a pro tip, like if you happen to be using a board and you hear a lot of that like kind of like table sound, not just like when recording, but also like when like you're just using your keyboard, sometimes if you put like, you know, a little bit extra thickness to your bump-ons, like it will isolate that sound and like take it away. So yeah, just as a little extra tidbit. But anyway, so it sounds really good, and it's a very nice green, in my opinion. Very nice color. This will come in black, silver, and black, green, and silver or pink. I'm not sure what the confirmed third color will be, but one of those two, silver or pink. The USB port here, as you can see, is slightly recessed into the case, which effectively is pretty nice in hiding the cable, right? So you can just plug it in here from the side, and it will hide the connector itself, the little bit of connector that sometimes pokes out when you plug in a cable. So that's nice. So yeah, hey Bodie Codes, how's it going? How are you? And so there it is. This is the Atlas 60%. Pricing starts at $390, which is, I would say, it's competitive pricing when it comes to, I mean, relative to, for example, a lot of the unicorn drops or other boards of this particular type. It definitely is a very simple case and whatnot, but it is only 100 units being produced for this. So and I'm sure like there's like other costs logistically involved in this, so the pricing is kind of competitive. Like it's not too low, but it's also not too high. I would say the board sounds pretty nice. That I think, like if you decide to purchase the board, I don't think you'll regret it. That said, it is not cheap either, so you should definitely think about it if you're going to purchase it, right? And you know, it's definitely not in the category of like something that's super budget friendly for a case of this particular style. But that said, it's a gigantic brass piece in there, probably adds to the cost. So yeah, it is an aggressive price. It is not cheap, but I would say like based on the experience I'm having right now, I wouldn't say it's a price you would regret paying, because it sounds pretty good and it feels pretty nice too. So I assume you can also do different combinations for plates, you know, keycaps, whatever it is, get different results, change your O-ring, whatever you want. But yeah, at least for the default kind of aluminum plate with linears, it sounds pretty good, pretty solid. So yeah, if you decide to purchase it, you know, it's up to you whether you think it's worth the money. But as far as the design goes, I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty refined, at least like I don't see any particular faults anywhere. I don't see machining problems. I certainly don't see like gaps or like issues that occur. So like sometimes like you notice like some small things, kind of feels off. I don't see anything like that. So overall, I think the case design is solid. And yeah, it does have this gigantic brass piece, which I think is doing a lot of the work in how this board sounds. So if you're really into keyboards, and you're looking for a board just like this, kind of like the Unicorn or the Moon Tower or whatever it is, right? This particular style of O-ring, 60% cases, trays, this is something that you can consider. So, what do you think about using O-rings? You mean for what? Or do you mean for keycaps? Do you mean for keyboards, for plates? What do you mean? Because for example, keyboards like switches, O-rings, switches. I mean, if you're talking about like putting O-rings like on the keycaps or on the switches themselves, like here, like the people use like some dental type of O-rings, those will shorten the travel, effectively making you travel less to bottom out. So I personally don't like it. I don't like shortened bottom out like that. I like the standard 4mm length of bottoming out. It does quiet down your switch though. Like, I mean, it is a recommendation that people had like 10 years ago, I would say. A lot of people would say like, just get some O-rings and put them on your keycaps. They're round like the Cherry MX stems, so they'll fit perfectly. But then they'll quiet your downstroke when you bottom out on your keycaps. But it also effectively reduces your distance or travel distance on your switches, which I personally dislike. It basically ruins the feel for me, for the experience of having a more silent typing experience. I would say if that's the case, might as well just build with silent switches or rebuild your keyboard with silent switches. I know some people back in the day used to desolder their OEM boards, Philco, Leopold, whatever it is, and put silent switches, right? For work purposes or whatever it might be, right? So yeah, and then worst of all, yeah, I might make it like mushy and rubbery, but for this particular design of this particular keyboard, right, like this uses this O-ring around the case, basically to kind of friction fit the assembly into the case, right? So this uses this O-ring here. This is like an O-ring gasket that just goes around the assembly here and effectively sits on these pillars here, and then sits, has some friction against the edges of the case, which kind of holds the assembly in place, and it sits on these pillars for it to stay like where it should be as far as the height. So yeah, I mean, these are used a lot in custom keyboards these days. Like there's like O-ring style keyboards a lot of the time nowadays because they're inspired by some older designs as well. And you can also change like the hardness of these O-rings as well. You can purchase like O-rings of the right size to fit. But I mean, again, the case itself has to be designed to work with this, and the PCB is as well. Like you see these little notches, these semicircular notches, those are matched up with these case pillars, just as a general introduction to design of O-ring keyboards. Zooted, yeah, Zooted, very nice set. Really like it. Really like the color. I actually wasn't sure how how I would feel about Zooted on green, but it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. Oh, actually, now that I'm here, since I'm already taking off our assembly, I actually want to see how thick this weight is. I actually want to take off the weight, just for fun. I've recently gotten some cream sodas with a Keychron K12, and it sounds great with some layers of tape mod. Yeah. So people will do like all kinds of modding, like adding foam or like tape or whatever, like at your own risk, right? To change how the case sounds. Like sometimes the case like is a bit hollow or like just doesn't sound good with the plastic. If it's plastic or if it's metal. I'm kind of curious as to how thick this weight is, but this weight looks super thick. Same here. I'm using the stoner. I didn't end up buying it, but now I regret. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a nice set though. It's super nice. I mean, I bought it during the group buy too. I didn't even buy it on the extra. I just bought it straight in the group buy. I mean, someone I know is the person who did the set, and went to support, and also just I thought it was like really subtle and cool color wise. Oh, it uses 2 pieces. Haha. Okay, well there you have it. There is an external piece, and then there's an internal piece. Ah, it's not a through weight. That might explain things about the sound. Oh, that's cool. So it's not a through weight. I thought it was one huge chunk too. I got fooled. Wonder why they didn't decide to do a through weight. It might be for purposes of the sound. Through weights do sound different. Maybe they tested with both and ended up with this as a result. I don't know. Something to ask the designer. And or maybe yes, as Randy 19111 says, it could be easier to manufacture this way. You produce this wedge and then you produce a thin plate on the outside. Very cool though. Didn't know. Now we find out. Now we find out. Very neat. Okay. So effectively this weight screws into the other weight. Yeah. I would assume it's for the sound. The through weight might have deleterious effects to the sound of the board. So very cool. Today we have learned a new thing about the board. I did get a text today that GMK Oblivion V3.1 shipped after 2 years. Yeah, it's been a long time for that one, eh? I think I ordered like the ASCII kit for that one. Yeah, Oblivion. I have Oblivion V like round 2, so I didn't order the base kit, but I did order the ASCII like Alphas kit or whatever. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, cool. So this case uses 2 weight pieces, double weight. Now I can put internal and external weight on my description. Cool. All right. Let's put everything. Put everything back together. I grabbed the Vim and the ASCII kit. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I figure it will look good with the theme of the Oblivion. So I do like the busier alphas for Oblivion because the modifiers are like text only. So it kind of fits balances out the emptiness of the text only modifiers to have like busier alphas. Nice sounding board. Very nice sounding board. All right, we can do one more typing test, perhaps. And yeah. Alright, once again, this is Gateron switches on an aluminum plate. On the full aluminum plate. This is the Alas 60% from RME Studio, going live on Friday. sounds really good. It sounds really, really good. Big fan. Like it. I really like how solid it sounds. Yeah. Sounds solid. Sounds pretty good. Oop. Here's what it looks like from the side. Very subtle curve over there. I like it. The front height is on the taller side if you are sensitive to it. I personally am not very sensitive to it because I type with my wrists off from the ground, from the desk. So I'm not too sensitive to front height being a little bit taller or the typing angle. But I would say, like, compared to some other boards that I've seen, it might be a little bit on the taller side. Like, for example, I have this Orbit one that we just built last week. It is actually not too far off, maybe a couple millimeters at best, but yeah, definitely on a slightly taller. But yeah, very nice sounding board. The last 60 from RME Studio. So if you're looking for a board like the Unicorn or the Moon Tower, the Cake, etc., right? Like this board is, I'll recommend it. Pretty nice. And the color is pretty good too, this green. And then obviously like more regular options like black or silver will be available as well. Alright, so I think that's about all I got for the board itself. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is what GMK Zooted. Is that anodized or Cerakoted? This is anodized. It is anodized, yeah. We can take a quick last look at the board here. I'll wipe down my greasy handprints. This is anodized green. Oh, I think this is not focusing, sorry. It's anodized green with a sandblasted and coated brass weight on the outside as well as on the inside. There's our side profile. Very subtle curves on the bottom and the top, as you can see. Very cool. But yeah, looks pretty good, right? On the board. Zooted on green. I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really nice. How does the weight work again? Does it drop in before the PCB? So the weight is going to be, so there is this piece and then there's the internal piece, right? So you put this piece on first. If it's like all unscrewed, you put this piece on first, the external one. You put it like this, right? And then you put the internal piece in, and then you put the 4 screws. They're countersunk screws. 2 of the screws go, actually the screws go all the way to the weight. So this weight catches the threads of the screws that go from here. The tabs of those 4 screws holding this weight internally are on the external weight. And yeah, you would have to have the daughter board out first. The daughter board is like kind of sits as a square like right here, and the weight kind of goes like right around there. So yeah. It'll be before you put the daughter board in. But I mean, the keyboards will come assembled with the weights probably installed, so I don't think you'll have to worry about that if you like order the board. So, but if you happen to disassemble it for any reason, then yeah. All right. So I guess we'll wrap it up for tonight. We can probably go ahead and raid maybe a friend of ours or something out there for keyboards. If not, we can see who else might be streaming. Let's see. Oh, I see Nine Gogo streaming right now. I see Mr. Beige Lad. I see Mr. Nathan and Interloper Creative. And I think that's about it for keyboards. Sandwich weight, yeah. The weight sandwich the board. Sandwich board. Yeah. Anyway. Let's go raid let's go raid who's let's go raid Nine Gogo, who might think is probably gonna go raid Nathan too. So let's see. All right. They're building a Bear 65 B2. Go go Kuma Kuma go go. Meow go hypers. Alright, there's our rate message for tonight. Once again guys, thank you for stopping by today. This was the Alice 60 from RME Studio. That's going to be running for the Mikibo on the 5th, this Friday. So check it out there. For next stream, I'm actually not sure what I'm building just yet. It's very likely that I'll be building a TKL, however. So stop by, probably on Wednesday evening, if not a different day. But yeah, I'll see you guys later this week. Take care of yourselves. Have a great start and rest of your week. I'll see you guys later. And no, not the line TKL. I didn't get that one. Cheers. Bye-bye.